Hey, it's December 15th and this is my daily vlog. I took a little stroll, or I'm taking a little stroll before I'm going to bed today, and I found that this setup with the camera and the electric torch works pretty well for this first-person shooter kind of experience. And since I want to talk about game mastering horror role-playing games today, I think that's a pretty good look for the video. I hope the sound will be okay. Yeah, so horror role-playing games. I personally like game mastering horror role-playing games a lot. It's really not that easy because it's pretty different in many aspects. What you shouldn't do, in my opinion at least, is you shouldn't just go about this in the same way that you would attack a fantasy role-playing game and be like, okay, where are the monsters? How do these monsters work? Yeah, okay, so the characters have to do some research to find their vulnerabilities and their Achilles heels, so to speak, and then they'll go out and kill the monster. So basically it's always the basic 3 steps. Find out what kind of creature or monster or whatever, what kind of magic is responsible for the things that happened. I almost fell on my ass there. It's pretty slippery here. Maybe that's because of the slime golems. Okay, so these 3 steps. Find out what it is, find out how to kill it, kill it. Don't do that. That's not horror role-playing, that's, I don't know, something else. It's boring as fuck. What you should do instead is create an experience for the group that lets them, or at least their characters, question the world that they are living in. That lets them think, okay, we are obviously not at the top of the food chain. We are just islands in the stream of darkness, and there are things out there so horrible that even imagining them can make you mad. And that's kind of the Lovecraftian take on things that I like a lot. Lovecraft himself is a pretty questionable character, at least, but that's a completely different topic. But I think his take on horror is really working well. And funny enough, the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game is really not bad, but I think it in some aspects commits the crime, quote unquote. I should do more shadow thingies here. Does that work? No, not really. Dog of Baskerville? No, okay. Yeah, so it commits this cardinal sin that I've named there, to just provide a lot of information for the game master. Okay, this is this and this is that and this is how this works and this is how your this is how many sanity points your player characters lose, and this is how many points of what kind of damage they have to do, and to kill Cthulhu you basically need a bunch of cannons on a boat, and then you can probably do enough damage to kill him. And they don't really write that, but that's what you can figure out by reading the books. And well, not giving this kind of information and dedicating a whole lot of your source books to this kind of information is already the wrong path, I would say. I think it's much, and I really wouldn't know what else to fill a source book with, to be honest. But I would focus much more on conveying this idea of cosmic horror, of, yeah, we are just a dot in time and space, and infinitesimal, I don't know how to pronounce that word in German, so I shouldn't really try it in English. So we are infinitely small in compared to the other things that are out there. And yeah, so that's the idea you should try to convey. How to do that? One of the things I would recommend is stick to the rules. Stick to the rules of your system, stick to the rules of the world you're playing in, and don't be violating rules of storytelling, don't be violating rules of the game, don't be violating rules of physics as the default condition. Because when you then start to violate the rules, because you have other rules in place, because these things don't play by the rules that we know, your players will just be like, meh, whatever. The game master never really sticks to the rules and always kind of uses whatever means are necessary to get to the storytelling result the game master wants. So why should this be of any importance? This is the first thing I would say. The other thing is, be subtle, or be subtle. I think it was Carpenter who said, if you've got a gold monster, show it. But I think the idea and the concept of something horrible is usually, especially when you're sitting on a table or in a Google Hangout or whatever, however you're playing, the whole idea of something horrible is usually more powerful than anything that you can describe. That's usually where in many horror stories and even more horror films, the film goes or the story goes downhill. The second the thing is revealed. Because yeah, if it's so maddening and so horrible that people go insane by just seeing it, and that something breaks inside people just by seeing it, how are you going to do that? You would basically have to break your players and yourself, if you consider yourself some kind of human. First of all, how is that supposed to work? And even if you could do it, you shouldn't. So these ideas and these concepts are much more powerful. So a big monster with tentacles and whatnot is not horrible. A creature that manipulates things, kills NPCs you really liked, maybe even kills a player character if you're into that, and messes with your plans and does really, really horrible things that you see the aftermath of, and then escapes you or shows up again even though you thought it was dead, is much more powerful than just this big creature with a whole bunch of really powerful stats. So that's what you should do, in my opinion. Then again, the basic concept, getting back to Lovecraft again, is that when you start messing with these things, if you open the door once, you can, or if you open the shutters of the window, you can not only look into this world, but the world can look back at you. It's like the abyss that you look into, and that therefore looks into you. And you should really convey that concept. The deeper you get involved in this, the deeper you are involved in this, and you can't just stop like that. So, for example, you've got your first adventure finished pretty much, and your characters maybe go back to normal, and then suddenly these strange people start showing up at their doorstep and try to intimidate them for whatever reason. And then maybe there's a tough guy or tough girl in the party and tries to beat this person up and finds out this isn't even a person, this is something else. And you just drag them deeper and deeper into the thing that they've put their noses in. That's one possibility. The other one is, and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing system does that pretty well, for example, is if you learn to use artifacts or powers or rituals or magic or whatever out of this other realm, it takes a toll. Demons swallowing some NPC that's dear to you because you unleashed this demon as a side effect of the ritual, or you lose sanity points just by casting a spell if you have something like that in your system, or you basically confront the player character with something horrible and leave it to the player to play out the effects that this has. And yeah, you need players who are into that and who don't just see the stats and some figure going down and, oh, I think I'm 3 points more insane than I was before. But you really need people who understand the concept and who are willing to take this journey with you and to let their characters take this journey that will probably end in their death or worse. Yeah, that were some thoughts regarding horror role-playing. I think I freaked out myself pretty good. Walking through the dark, there's a road over there and there's a bunch of houses over there, but I think you can't even see that on camera. If I wouldn't know they are there, I wouldn't probably really be able to perceive them too. But yeah, that's also a good sign if you're on your way home from a role-playing session, or if you go to bed when you play online and you can't really sleep and you are really susceptible to being jump scared by your coat that's sitting on the chairs or something, then it was a good game night. So I think this is one of my longer vlogs. This flashlight is much too bright for this. That worked well. Okay. So I think this was one of my longer vlogs. And yeah, if you missed yesterday's vlog, it's on my personal channel. It's just a short clip of me smoking Cuban cigars. Those are legal in Germany. And playing Dungeon Fighter. I had a lot of fun on the weekend. And yeah, I'm not sure what will happen tomorrow in terms of vlogs. I have to drive a fairly long distance and take care of some really unpleasant things there. So yeah, let's see, but maybe I will take a walk with you tomorrow again. Kind of like this setting. Okay, so yeah, after rambling now, some thoughts on horror role-playing games, and thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and tweet me if you want at EvilDanWallace. And so, see you tomorrow. Bye.